Hi everyone, we are Airsoft Taiwan. Today I would like to tell you a new product from the KJ Works, that's the KP18. Once I open the box, you can see the KP18 inside. Actually, it looks like Glock 18, right? Okay, then I pick up this gun and the mag. So now let's take a look about this gun. In both sides of the slide, you can't see any logos or trademarks, just like the 9x19 or other indicators or icons. There's nothing on both sides of the slide. And as for the hand grip, you can see the KJ logos right here, and you can see the Made in Taiwan KJ Works and gas blowback system. So this gun, actually the slide is made of aluminum and the hand grip is made of plastic. In the outlooking, you can see the rear of the slide. There's a select lever right here. If you switch to this position, that means the semi-fire. And if you switch to this position, that means the full auto mode. Now, with field strip this gun is also very easy. We can cock it first. And then we need to pull down the disassemble lever and press the slide forward. You can field strip it like other company's product, the KJ, the WE, or the Marine. Okay, let's take an internal look about the frame first. I used the magnet to test it. All the internal parts, I think they are not made of steel, maybe the zinc or aluminum. And when you pull the trigger, you can see this part is not the same as the Marine or the WE because there are ball bearings right here, but this is the different. Okay, cock it. And then we look about the slide. Inside the slide, you can see the recoil spring, the outer barrel, inner barrel, and the hub offset. I removed the recoil spring first. The original recoil spring is actually not made of steel also. So actually, I think it's made of aluminum. Then, here are actually two parts inside in the front end of the slide. Because it might release the CO2 version, so they put these two parts try to reinforce the front end of the slide. This is reasonable because the CO2 version will kick harder. And then we can press the outer barrel to the forward and pull it out. You can see the outer barrel. And there's no thread inside or outside the barrel. And the inner barrel. And like the other settings, the hub-up wheel is right here. If you're turning this direction, that will increase the hub-up. If you're turning the opposite direction, that is against the arrow, that will decrease the hub-up. And later, we will test the rate of fire and the FPS for you. Now I want to test the FPS. There are 23 rounds BB bullet in this magazine, and there are .2 BB and green gas. Okay. Okay. The FPS goes to about 303, which means about 92 MPS. And the second round, it goes to about 296, which means the 90. But it is the Glock 18, so now I want to switch to the full auto mode and try to shoot all the ammunition. You can see the change during my test. Okay, now the magazine is empty, locked to the rear, no problem, and it only catch about 19 rounds data. But eventually, at last, the FPS dropped to about 236, which means that the MPS reached about 72. So, in this weather, it still can clean the 23 rounds BB bullet, and we still have MPS reach about 70. So I think this is useful in the war game. So if you like it, please order from the Airsoft Taiwan online shop. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. And by the way, I just have this KP18 CO2 version magazine, so I think maybe it's a good idea to test it. Okay, now this is a CO2 version magazine powered by CO2 cartridge and also use the .2 BB. And we just do the test, then the FPS goes to about 303 with the green gas version magazine. So we want to test the CO2 version. Okay, the CO2 version, the MPS and the FPS are a little bit higher. And so, that's the second round. Okay, now we want to switch to the full auto mode and test it. Okay, the CO2 version magazine absolutely kick harder and smooth and still lock to the rear. Okay, and the rate of fire is very high, and also the FPS only dropped to 267, which means about 81 MPS. So I'm quite sure the CO2 version magazine will be even useful for this KP18. So if you like it, please order from the Airsoft Taiwan online shop.